Hi, Luminaires. How's everybody doing today? Hello, hello. I'm just going to get comfortable because it's going to be one of these conversations that we share together. If you are new to the channel, hi, welcome, yippee. My name is Jamie Butler. I'm the Everyday Medium. Simply just a reflection that I like to take, complex, kind of metaphysical woo-woo and make it true and make it a little bit more digestible. Talk about these gifts that we have in an everyday usage. And one of the topics that was on the plate was, can we heal through other incarnations of ourselves? And if we can we heal all of our incarnations at once? Like, is that possible? Because we get to talk about time today, linear aspects of time. Hi to everybody that's here. It's so good to see you. Please put your finger to the keyboard, type up some questions and insights if we're hitting topics that you have experienced before or want to know more about. Of course, if you want to know anything that's going on in my world, workshops, spiritual tourism, such as our telepathy retreat in Taos, New Mexico, or our spiritual tourism and meditation through the Serengeti with an African safari in November, head to our website, jamiebutlermedium.com. You can find everything on the main page. And of course, sign up for the newsletter. You just get once a month, like very clear, all laid out, so you don't have to hunt and peck for the information. And hi, Stacy, welcome to being Lumi-centered, yay! And hi for 411. Thank you so much for joining the community. We do have a YouTube membership here that has exclusive content where we do Q&As with Spirit, classes with Spirit, really interesting topics. We've been knee-deep in telepathy for a little while with our guide, Grace. And we also do extensions on the energy update every month, as well as healings and book club. Book club. Reading a really interesting book, The New Science of Heaven. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Is it possible to heal all of your incarnations at once? Go. I want to hear, is it a yes? Is it a no for you? What is it? Do you slow down and think about it for a second? Because if you are here, this is a channel of true, not the woo-woo. Being here and part of this community, you've probably already gone down the topic of higher consciousness, incarnations, linear time. But let's bring some of this all together. Right, Tara? Tara's like, I hadn't thought about it yet. Hey, Sheldon, that's a yes from you. Stacy Lee's like, yes, I feel you can. Hi, Dan. Very healing through the building, flow and meditation of it all. Okay. Lately, he's been building with limestone from the yard as I amassed tons of stone. Wow. As a former lifetime as a builder. So it's all coming back to you this time. See, that makes a really good point, Dan. Like with other incarnations that you've had, you're able to connect, extract knowledge, experience from that, bring it into this incarnation. But like, have we ever slowed down and think about how does that work? Is there a direct pathway? And if somebody has a direct pathway, please put it up, because I'm about to throw out what my experiences have been, but I am well aware that each of our experiences are slightly different. Hi, Tony. I'm so grateful that I can heal and expand my soul through all my incarnations, as time and space is a human construct. Yes. Yes, Tony. Human construct. So we've talked about in the past higher consciousness. And so I'm going to link this back to our energetic system and our human body. And join me on this roller coaster ride. So we have our chakra system. We have 6 main chakras inside of our physical body. And then we have a plethora of them outside of our physical body. Earth chakra at our feet, crown chakra above our head, above that one, higher consciousness chakra. And this is the place where we can raise our awareness out of our human instrument, our body, physical body, put it up into the higher consciousness, which is about 2 feet above your head. Oh, you can't see it? Nope. It's just going to be off screen no matter where I go. It's about arm's length, fingertip ahead above you. When we raise our consciousness up there, we can access a higher form of knowledge about the current incarnation that we're in. And from that point, we can see into other incarnations. So there's another term called oversoul. Oversoul consciousness are sometimes interchangeable, but there's some subtle differences. Like higher consciousness is more directed towards the incarnation that you are now, the one that you're listening to right now, the one you have a name, a birthday from this incarnation. Oversoul is kind of like higher consciousness on steroids, beefed up just a little bit more, ballooned up a little bit higher, and it is the higher consciousness of all of your incarnations. So I've been on the hunt. Where's this located? Anyone? Bueller? There's a little American movie history there. Where's it located? Just slow down and think about that. So what I have come to find, above higher consciousness, we have several other chakras, from universal chakra, galactic chakra, divine chakra, way above our head. And this divine chakra is kind of the tip of our energy in this incarnation that rests in the energy of all that is, which is outside of this universe. It's outside of this galaxy. It's outside. It's a blend of the mix of everything. Somewhere in here, before the divine, is that oversoul connection, where it links the higher consciousness to every incarnation that you've had. That would be my insight and my opinion from my experience, but I'd love to hear from you. Amora said, if everything was healed, where would all the learning and growing go? I hear that you are valuing that learning and growing. Well, let's look at it like this. Do you, in this incarnation, I had to get my pen for some reason, do you, not just you, Amora, you and everybody who's listening, do you have enough knowledge and know-how to call out for that healing, that absolute divine perfection? And wrestle with me for a second. We might not know everything to even ask for that healing, right? I don't know what's best for me. Not all the time. Sometimes I have a glimpse or an idea, or I know what I'm attracted to and I want to create or manifest. But how do we know what that absolute healing really is? And I have listened to guides say, you made a contract, you made an agreement. This is what you're working on. This is what you're doing. So no matter, it's going to give me a headache. No matter how I go to rewrite it, I have agreed to experience it in a certain format or way that's going to fulfill me and anyone else who is a part of my contract or agreement. So yes, we have autonomy. Yes, we have free will. I'm not saying this, but we also have an agreement. We also have this perfectly paired kind of destiny and fixed element. We are fluid and fixed all at once. We are the daylight, the darkness, all at once. We are absolutely everything and nothing at all at once. So even when we use the word healing, it's suggesting that something is not in its perfect place. But ultimately, in my belief systems, everything is in its perfect place, even if it's not functioning to the degree that we want it to function, or operates the way that we see other people are operating their bits and pieces, and so we think, oh, obviously this has to change. So this is something that we can dive into. The wildest thing Rod says about my life is that I was only able to heal many major illnesses in my life by resolving energies and many other lifetimes that I'm connected with. Rod definitely needs his own podcast, and I would absolutely belly up and listen to every episode that you put out, because I know these experiences and they are amazing to listen to. One of the archangels, Amora says, said, no matter any contract, there's always a way, nothing is fixed. Yes, there's always a way. But if it's just through your consciousness and you made an agreement or a contract with 10,000 other people, you need 10,000 other people to also agree to shift and change the contract. So, yes, there is a way to do it. But if we're not privy or aware to the details of what we've co created before we came, how can we address those nuances and those energies to shift that outcome? We can do it for ourselves and change our perspectives, but to shift something where others are involved in requires others to be involved in. I guess that's what I'm trying to get to. um, so, just looking at the word healing kind of ties me up in a little knot when thinking about the definition of it. But the possibility of making energetic shifts, which could be healing or adjustments, I do believe that we can simultaneously do it throughout all incarnations. And I think the key of it is our energetic body, not the physical body, not necessarily the mental body. I think it's relating to the energetic body. So I was mentioning before, I wanted to talk about the chakra system. So we've been doing, I say we, I've been working with some entities. That sounds so crazy. And we just say that so casually here in this channel. But we do need, I just want to step back and just acknowledge like things we don't often say. Been working with some entities and I'm doing this 21 days of healing. And I focus on 21 people for 21 days. It's this like intense time. It's really beautiful. In this, we experienced this location in the Akashic Records, which they called the Grand Library. And there was this chair. And I was told it was called the Chair of Alignment. And I was like, okay. I mean, this is interesting, right? When any version of you, any incarnation of you sits within the chair of alignment, it calls forward all versions of you, all incarnations of you, of your energetic system, and it lines it up together. So if you had 72 incarnations as a human, 1,000 as a butterfly, 600 as a multidimensional on that planet in that system and this whatever, 500 of an earthworm, just whatever, 3 as an oak tree. It's all life forms, and every life form has an energetic body, and every energetic body has energy systems, chakras, spheres, centers, vortexes. And when you place just one of your incarnations in the chair, it calls forward all of them and it stacks them. Thousands of them, stacks them all. And it balances them from whatever the roots, the orange sacral, the yellow solar, the heart energy, the throat, the spoken word, the third eye, the crown, the higher consciousness. It builds a stronger pathway, kind of like watching neurons build new pathways when you learn new things. And they connect and they get in alignment with each other. And I've noticed through that, as Rod was mentioning in his unique stories of how he's healed his current physical body by going into other lifetimes, I've noticed that when you align your chakras to other incarnations of you, their chakras, and you start connecting and putting them together and aligning them, natural balancing system begins to happen. And in that natural balancing system, there's what we call healing. There's that adjustment of energy into ease. Things that were holding or blocked come into movement. Things that were stagnant or stuck come alive into movement. And in having that ultra like connection to all of your incarnations in the chakra system, you begin to release and position yourself for the movement of higher frequencies in each of your incarnations. And it's like you move forward as a whole. Oh, there's another word that hangs me up quite a bit. As a whole, suggesting that you have parts. But if we just look at one incarnation, it is whole in and of itself, even though it is a part of the larger whole. And so the scientific word to that is holon, Holon. It's a part of, but whole in and of itself. It contains all the information, even though it's a fraction of the size of the oversoul of the over bits of you. It holds all the information. The chair of alignment. It now has a name. Dan is naming one of his chairs this. Judy, it's a whole new world. Well, it's opened me up because another thing that I look at, we do have these subtle connections to our other incarnations, though it's such a strong influence when you're in a human body to see other as separate than you, not as a part of you, and to notice things that are outside of your time, outside of your timeline, are unattainable. They're just not in your timeline. It's past, it's future, it's not here. And so we have collectively decided to separate ourselves from those experiences and distance them to develop this false separatism, independence, I don't know. But when we look closer, we are in tune with all of our incarnations, and what they do influences us, and what we do influences them. No matter if that's life on Earth, as human, insect, animal, plant, anything that has life force, or off planet that has life force, it influences it, and we're constantly sharing information. So if we took the time to align our chakras in this way, if we took the effort to align our chakras this way, we could easily come into a more connected, balanced, and stronger energetic field for all of our incarnations. Okay, speaking of time not being linear. So that's a large topic in our spiritual awakening and evolution. And if anybody else is having a hard time with that, just raise your hand. I'm with you. I can talk about it. And then when I slip away into my head and I start thinking about it, I'm like, what is happening? Like, I'm breaking down. I don't understand. But I'm watching it glitch in my own life. I'm watching time speed up. I'm watching it slow down drastically. And I'm having a hard time adjusting to the fluidity of time because I'm used to it being such a hardcore measurable element that I could measure certain things against because I saw it as fixed and steady, and it's not. It's definitely not linear. So we have that going for us, as time is not linear. Time is actually looped and folded on itself, and it's all happening at once, which makes it easier to access what we call past and future to our other incarnations of self. Notice I don't say reincarnation. That re suggests that we're doing it again, and again means it's repeatable, which means time is linear. So we're unfolding from some of this language, which is really difficult. Judy says, I definitely need to align and connect this energy. I'm feeling that powerfully. Kiara, I wonder how can time be so slow and so freaking fast at the same time? I know, right? Is it breaking your mind down too? So with time happening all at once, it should make sense that we're able to access the other versions of us. Now I want to layer this one more time. We've talked about the energy of it, our access to our energetic systems and other incarnations, that time is all happening at once, all this connectivity, right? let's also take the lessons that maybe you've come across. We're all one. We're all made up of the same energy. We're all expressions of the same source. So in essence, we're all the same being. So if that is an absolute truth, if we're essence of all the same being, then the incarnation that I developed and worked on is also yours. And the life I'm living right now as me as Jamie is also yours. Right? It doesn't settle so well, does it? Oh, break the brain, break the brain. But it's true. So now, how do we look at this incarnation bit? How do we look at identity? How do we go, okay, I'm a part of everything, but I'm also separate because I've got my bits over here and I've incarnated this many times and I've done this and I'm working on this. And is it really me? And does it really matter if our consciousness that makes up our soul is truly separate or an individual from what source is? Go with it. I want to hear what you have to say. Hi, Nana from UK. I hope it's beautiful weather for you. Michael Deeds. So I should say I am Doc Holliday instead of I was Doc Holliday. Nice. Yeah. I mean, really, this is what we're boiling it down to. Like, I don't want to leave any stone unturned. Amora, I really enjoy my individuality. I think that's a very special part of being human. I like it too. I like this concept of I am connected, but I am also separate. So here's my next. Now that I've got your wheels turning just a little bit, here's more icing on the cake. What if, right? Because here in our world, as a human expression, we're really hooked into this extreme dualistic experience, right? It's either this or that, or variations of this or that in between, but it's only going to be this or that. It's going to be daytime, nighttime, right, wrong, good, bad, yes, no. Okay. What if outside of our human experience, that's all baloney? And everything that's opposites here can exist simultaneously there. Like the truest quality of energy is fixed and fluid at the same time. So, can we be individual and part of everything at once? Is it just our human perspective and the frequencies that we're growing in that leads us to a conclusion or a belief system that it can only be one or the other? Does this all matter? I mean, yes, it does. This is why we're having a conversation about it. But like, come on. Nirvana rising. Source composes the whole of all that is. My identity is a construct created to give source a set of specific experiences. I also really get in alignment with that. Fixed and fluid is masculine and feminine. Yes, it is. It is light and darkness. Yin, yang, Ida, Pingala. It is all of this. But can they exist all at the same time? Is it just us that needs to imagine it's that way so that we can have a better existence of our energy or connection to our identity or lessons, contracts, agreements that we make for ourselves? Why? Why do we talk about this? You're like, I thought the topic was, can we heal through all of our incarnations? That is the topic. But first we have to understand what is an incarnation and are we separate? Are we part of everything? And are incarnations over there? Because if time is all happening at once, they're all here. Yay! Sheldon, Any fractal can jump into any existence and live that life to understand that experience, or they could download it instead of living it. I kind of like to imagine we are similar to a radio station, or we have a dial on us. And when we come into the human existence, the air quote matter, we want to really experience what it's like. So we hold our dial or our focus into the root chakra or earth chakra, right? And we just move through our lifetimes through those chakras as we move higher into awareness. So we come up and more out the head until we come into other existences of self by the dial of our consciousness. And our work of mindfulness, our work of awareness, is a strong foundational element of discovering who we are. And I think we have, this is my viewpoint, I think we have the specific power and ability to define exactly who we are by our own experiences. So that leads me into saying this. Yes to everything that you are imagining. Yes to everything that you believe in. What you believe in is your truth. If you believe that you can heal through all of your incarnations, it's absolutely available to you. If you believe that it's poppycock and it doesn't exist and it's not going to work for you, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to be that thing that's going to be helping you. So, through what your experiences are and how you're holding your perspective, your dial in your conscious awareness is what you're going to have access to. Nonetheless, I am going to do and follow kind of what Spirit has been saying or showing me and do 21 days of healing for 21 people out there. I don't know who you are yet. If you're interested, come check it out. It starts May 7th. 21 days focused on working with your energetic body and aligning it to each of your incarnations so that they have a better communication. So that if healing needs to organically occur because there is a balance in our energetic connections, it's going to occur. And we're going to see what comes of it. We're going to do this through aligning all of the chakras. And we're going to do this in another remote, different dimensional location. Again, things we say so casually these days, like taken out of context would be so wild. Going to focus on this dream gallery where all of your incarnations of you have dream state. And so this is where all the dream state goes. And so not only are we going to be working with the energetic system, we're going to be working with the higher mental consciousness in the dream state to connect them together as well. We're going to see what comes of it. Healing, healing, healing. Jim is putting a pin in it. Our reality is an illusion, but our experiences are real. Jim, this is like a conversation that starts on a street corner somewhere and ends up at 4 a.m. with an empty bottle of tequila. Or if tequila is not your jam, a gallon of water, purified water. Reverse osmosis, purified water. Okay. Oh my goodness, everything is good. Also, Jim is sharing, perhaps we have linear time on Earth so we can have the experiences that we have. Time is non-linear for my higher dimensional beings, which explains why many people can access them at the same time. It's wild, isn't it? It's, Jim, very entertaining. It's so entertaining. It's like this, I would like to have more space like on this channel to talk about these things, because we sometimes as people will accept at face value. This is what I learned in my spiritual evolution, or this is what my guru and my teacher talked about. This is what I believe, and then we just take it at face value. But then we have all of the other ones we take at face value, and often they contradict each other. I am a part of everything. I am an individual. And we hold that so well. And we just blank out on how do those two things tie together? And why aren't we giving it space to tie together? Is it too much for us to handle? Are we worried that it's going to break it down? If it breaks it down too much, then what are we going to grasp onto? What are we going to hold on to? I don't like to make a lot of promises, but I'm about to make one. And I feel confident about this because of the way my life's unfolded, because of the 30 plus years of speaking to spirits in different cultures and multidimensionals and doing work worldwide as a medium and a psychic. Talking to so many disembodied, beautiful entities that have crossed over, that have come in from different dimensional planes. They all maintain character. They all maintain personality. They're all hyper aware of who they were or are when they're connected to a body. So my promise is we maintain the experiences and the personality and the identity that we're developing in this incarnation. Like, we maintain it. We're building it. We're creating it. It's ours. It doesn't vanish and it doesn't go away, no matter how grand or great or all-encompassing this other world is, our world is, what we're about to step into when we increase frequencies. You don't go away. I've seen it too many times. It feels so reliable. I mean, if I was only in the game for a few years, I think I'd still be questioning it a lot. But in 50 years into it, it's pretty a solid core foundational element in some, my sessions. So we can at least rest on that. But I would encourage a language growth. This is kind of like the take home from our conversation. I encourage a language shift or language growth that includes more versions of you and the choices that you're making. What would that look like? What kind of feedback would we get? What kind of energy release and gain would we get from just including in our vocabulary that we are a plural, not a singular I in this body? We're operating as a single I in a body, but we have multiple incarnations. What if we change to a royal we? We have made this decision. What if we allow the energies in other incarnations to be more of an influence of the I individual that we're working on? Don't you feel like, I feel like we need a follow-up? Like, can we mark this on a calendar and be like, in 3 weeks, let's come back with some experiences? I feel like something like that needs to go down. So I do hope we regather and connect on this. Maybe we do this after the 21 days, because I'll have an intensive 21 days on this. That will be, I end on May 27th. And so we can just talk about the experiences of including, being all inclusive, not just for this earth plane that we're on, but also for all the other incarnations to participate in the I identity that we're creating. Kiara, this is wonderful. Kiara writes, "Oh, I love the royal we for us." Oh, it's going to be so great. Oh, okay, guys, that's a lot to chew on. I'm now going to go sit in a dentist chair somewhere where I don't always enjoy being, and I'm going to contemplate and think about this so hard. It'll give me a nice solid focus instead of really being present in the chair. We all have our things, guys. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Would love to see you in some of the healings classes. We do have some coming up on Learn It Live. We have an angel series where we talk to 3 archangels, 1 a week. We do introduction, lesson. I trance channel them, which is really wild, getting used to those new energies. Whew. And then they do a little healing and then offer a Q&A. So if you're getting into the Archangel energy and wanting to understand it a little bit more, similar to myself, you can join us for the Archangel series that's on Learn It Live. And join us for some of these healing sessions, guys. It's getting wild. I'm hearing so much incredible feedback of what people are doing with energy these days. Like, we are waking up and coming to. It's so much fun. Yay. Oh, Sally, I have so much to say on this topic. Fortunately for you, I can't type fast. Sally, we need to get on a Zoom call or something. Can we find a book on this? Has somebody written a really good book on this? I hope so. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys, again. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Remember, this is not woo-woo. You got it. True, true. Take care, everyone. Bye.